A year of resistance, a year of resilience. Like a wave crashing against a seawall, we've come forward. We've pushed back again and again without end. Our Asian brothers and sisters fighting for where we are, fighting for where we come from.
Countless stories nationwide of Asians on the receiving end of verbal and physical assaults simply because of their ethnicity.
But just as we resist the harm inflicted upon us, we must cherish the joy that embraces us, because we are more than our trauma. We are more than our pain, more than our grief. We are more than what's been done to us. It's been a long year, long like 100 meters that end in gold.
What a breakout swim for the young Canadian.
Long like a dozen seasons to break the mold, to silence the doubters and take control.
He's having an historic season, obviously his best season ever.
Long like a 7-round march along that road, past 3 giants to heights untold.
I hope I can be as strong and as resilient as New York has been the past 20 years.
We're not just here to be trailblazers, change makers. We're not here just to be the first to come from the place our name's from. We're here to dominate. We're here to thrive. We're here for the chips, the wins, the banners, and the rings.
We over here celebrating? Oh, shoot, my mama got the trophy!
This isn't a story about plucky underdogs showing they can make it. This is a story about all-stars, about superstars, about our kings and queens and championship dreams. It's about Maggie and Mika, about Jason, Jordan, and Jalen, about Layla and Kayla, Chloe and Kyler. It's about Yuta, Dumba, Kadri, Suzuki. We've got names upon names, and we won't stop. Like that wave against that seawall, they keep coming forward again and again without end. Let's cherish our best. Let's celebrate success, because this joy ain't fleeting. This joy is a lush garden, growing taller, reaching higher, where gold medals fall like rose petals, where champions bloom like chrysanthemums, where our talent looms high as tall trees graze the sky. We must hold on to this feeling, this moment, not just for the ones whose names we know, but for all the names we don't, for all the seeds yet to grow. So this one's for the gold skin and black hair poking out of the white helmet. This one's for the kids rocking turbans on the turf, hijabs on the hard court. This one's for the next one. This one's for our momentum, because we won't stop. We'll come forward again and again without end.
जय हो शंकरा आदिदेव शंकरा तेरे जाप के बिना चले ये सांस किस तरह मेरा कर्म तू ही जाने क्या बुरा है क्या भला तेरे रास्ते पे मैं तो आंख मूंद के चला तेरे नाम की जोत ने सारा हर लिया तमस मेरा नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोले नाम शंकरा जय त्रिलोकनाथ शंभु हे शिवाय शंकरा नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोले नाम शंकरा रुद्रदेव हे महेश्वरा
Maybe you've heard of it. I sure hope so, because you live on one of its 7 continents. The largest of all the continents is Asia. Asia makes up 1/3 of all the land on Earth. You'll experience all types of weather if you travel here, with the wide range of climate regions. In Southeast Asia, you'll need a bathing suit on the beaches of the Philippines and an umbrella for the tropical heat and rain in Vietnam. But bundle up when heading north to Siberia to survive the Arctic winds and snow. Then gear up and head to Nepal to climb the highest point in the world, Mount Everest. Over 29,000 feet above sea level, Mount Everest is still growing, nearly 1/4 of an inch each year. On the other side of Asia, in Israel and Jordan, here you'll find the lowest point on dry land, the Dead Sea. It's over 1,000 feet below sea level. It's so salty, you float on the water, like a rubber ducky. After some rest and relaxation, set off to see some of the most legendary animals of the world. Giant pandas, king cobras, the Komodo dragon, the Asian elephant, and tigers. Wild orangutans are only found in Asia on the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. Thousands of species are spread across this massive continent, but it's also home to humans. Over 4 billion of them. That's right, that's a billion with a B. Asia has more people than all of the other continents combined. They're living in over 40 countries. 2 of its largest countries are China and India, with populations of over 1 billion people. That's a lot of people. Of the 10 largest cities in the world, Asia has 7 of them. Of the 10 tallest buildings in the world, Asia has 9 of them. Of the 10 largest shopping malls in the world, Asia has all of them. From western Turkey to the eastern tip of Russia, the largest continent spans nearly half the world. It's filled with some of the most unique sights, beautiful landscapes, and amazing wildlife that can only be found in Asia.
What's up, dog? Yeah, bro, this shooting in the wind. What's good with it? Watch out, man. Watch out. Dill G coming, man. Oh, word? They say he the GOAT. He all the way tapped in. Yeah, dog. He killing the game. Dill G, watch out, watch out.
ਡੈਮੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੋਲਦਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਭਾਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਤਾਂ ਵੈਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਦੇਖ ਬਾਲੀਵੁੱਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਖਾਨ ਨੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹਿੰਦਾ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਤਾਂ ਵੈਰੀ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਤੇਰਾ ਰੱਖਾ ਮੈਂ ਰੱਬ ਰੱਖਾ ਯਾਰ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਲਾਵਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਤਾਂ ਵੈਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਰੋਲੀ ਗੁੱਟ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਹਾੜੀ ਪੱਗ ਦੇਖਦੀ ਦੇਖ ਗੌਰ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਚੋਂ ਅੱਗ ਦੇਖਦੀ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਜੱਟ ਕੌੜੇ ਘੁੱਟ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਪੀਵਾਂ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਮਾਤੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਨ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਵਾਂ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਾਫਲਾ ਵਿੰਡੋ ਥਾਣੀ ਦੇਵਾ ਹੱਥ ਮਾਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਤਾਂ ਵੈਰੀ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਗਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਇਆ 40 ਲੱਖ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਡਾਲਰ 'ਚ 80,000 ਗੋਰੀਏ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਤਾਂ ਵੈਰੀ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਗੋਰੀਏ
Boxing greats like Lennox Lewis, Reuben Hurricane Carter, and George Chuvalo are well remembered by those who love the sport. But few remember another boxer from the North, Jewish-Canadian welterweight boxing champion Sammy Luftspring. Born in 1916, Sammy grew up in the hustle and bustle of Kensington Market, the heart of Toronto's Jewish immigrant community at the time. Sammy's parents were working-class Jews who emigrated from Eastern Europe. He started his boxing training at the Brunswick Young Men's Hebrew Association and fought his first welterweight match at age 16. Sammy was a natural. Over his career, he competed in 105 fights and only lost 5. And although he was famous for his fighting prowess, it was his Jewish pride that made a lasting impression, as Sammy always fought with a Star of David printed on his boxing shorts, a fearless symbol against the rampant anti-Semitism happening across the globe. By 1933, he was the Ontario lightweight champion, and in 1936, he was selected for the Canadian team to compete in the Berlin Olympics. But Berlin was the center of Nazi Germany and host to truly horrific treatment and crimes against Jews. So Sammy, at the urging of the community and the Canadian Jewish Congress, put aside his dreams of competing in the Olympics and boycotted the Games in protest. Sammy, along with fellow Jewish boxer Baby Yak, set their sights on the People's Olympics, taking place in the same year in Barcelona. But this was not to be their moment. Civil war broke out on the eve of the ceremonies, canceling the Games. However, standing up for his beliefs didn't slow Sammy down. In fact, this series of disappointments launched Sammy from amateur to professional. And in 1938, he won the Canadian welterweight championship after a 15-round fight. When a career-ending blow in 1940 left him blind in one eye, Sammy pivoted and began his new career as a boxing referee. He spent the next several decades refereeing some of the most celebrated fights of that time, including a 1975 exhibition boxathon featuring George Foreman at Maple Leaf Gardens. At the end of his career, Sammy became deeply involved in the music scene, running several nightclubs and attracting mega acts to Toronto, like Henry Youngman, Vic Damone, and Tony Bennett. Sammy was also a devoted family man and father of two. Throughout his career, he stayed connected to his immigrant roots and was deeply involved in his Jewish community. Sammy was inducted into Canada's Sports Hall of Fame in 1985. Despite the hardships of immigrant life and the blatant anti-Semitism of the 1930s and 40s, Jewish Canadians like Sammy helped shape our collective history and served as visible role models and symbols of pride for their community. His story serves as inspiration for young athletes from a huge range of ethnic, religious, and racialized groups to stay true to their heritage while chasing their dreams.
ये थर थर